Hi, my name is Paul Counsel and welcome to video 7 in the Mastering Money series. And today we're going to look at the possibility of doing all the right things and yet still having something missing. Now just think about this idea of working really hard at your job to try and get ahead, and you're doing all of the right things and yet getting ahead is sort of a way off in the distance. Or even working hard at changing to try and get ahead. You know, doing all of the right things, but still not getting the results that you want. And it's often the case where worker really is so conditioned, it just misses all of the opportunities for optimizing profit. And so we've got to understand the worker mindset. You know, in video 4, I talked about this idea of optimizing self-efficacy. And I drew your attention to the iceberg effect. Now, just to refresh, self-efficacy is described as your beliefs in your capabilities of achieving the outcomes that you set for yourself, or in fact, achieving the outcomes that have been set for you. And so it's really important to understand that you need to build that self-efficacy slowly over time. But I also drew your attention to the iceberg concept where, you know, some of the missing pieces are really what's happening below the level of conscious awareness. And in the last video, we talked about the evolution of your critical faculty and how it always is designed to keep you operating within your comfort zone. And so it's really important that you start to take on a series of new agreements. And you've got to agree to move out of your comfort zone. You've got to agree to be uncomfortable for a period of time. And that period of time is where you need to make all the adjustments to learning new skills and new ideas and new ways of thinking and new thinking loops. And so you've got to give discomfort new meaning for a period of time. You've got to give it the meaning of growth, because if you retain the old meaning of discomfort, what your critical faculty will ensure, it will always ensure that you step back into safety, because discomfort essentially means that you're not safe. And so for a while you've got to give it new meaning, and you know, it really is critical that you give it the meaning of new growth. It's the right emotion for what you're attempting to do. Now often worker mindset is so focused on what it's doing. It's so focused on working hard, it's so focused on doing all the right things that it misses opportunities every single day to increase profitability. And so we've got to intervene in that process. So one of the processes that is important is for you to start developing the enterprise mindset. Now remember, the enterprise mindset is the self that sees and looks and scans for opportunities. But you know, it doesn't actually carry the skill set. So sometimes you might like to take on an outside mentor that's literally got the results that you've got, an outside mentor that literally has an entrepreneurial mindset. Because when you start working with an entrepreneurial mindset, or somebody who has really developed their entrepreneurial mindset, then they can help your emerging enterprise mindset see opportunities, but they can also help you, you know, more rapidly develop the skills to take advantage of those opportunities as they come along. And so sometimes you might just need to, you know, take on a mentor so that you can both now lead to the optimized profitability that is important. And remember I talked about earlier that there are certain personal money drivers that you can, you know, get little incremental increases on. And then when you start thinking about true excellence, it really does come from doing all of the right things a little better. It really comes from the whole business of refinement through repetition. And then building on that repetition is this notion of systemizing a greater range of skills and capabilities so that your old models become obsolete and you replace them with new thinking loops. And from there, your personal profitability really does require the refinement. It's the refinement of all of those personal money drivers, the refinement of motivation, the refinement of new learning, the determination to succeed, you know, focusing on the outcome and really optimizing those processes in a systematic way of new doing this or new application. And then I talked about the absolute critical importance of your personal and your professional environment. You know, it's the mastermind environment that is so critical to your levels of successing. And sometimes enterprise and entrepreneur mindsets, you know, they just need a little bit of supporting help. They just need perhaps a helping hand from an outside person who literally already has the results that you want. Because again, it's those people that can share the learnings, that can share the strategies, that can share the steps that they've already taken to achieve those successes. So it really is critically important that you pay strict attention to who you're listening to, and please don't be fooled by people that can tell you what not to do, but they can't tell you what to do in order to get the results that you want. And then when you pile all that together, when you bring all that together in a systematic way that allows you to repeat the process and refine the process and make adjustments and tweaks to the process, then you more effectively, direct all of those learnings to the exact outcomes you want. And it's much more efficient. It gives you a greater sense of speed and ease to immerse yourself in the most fertile and the most supportive environments that you can possibly immerse yourself in. Now that's all for me for this video, but please stay tuned for video 8, where we'll talk about how you might start leveraging your success. So until then, it's bye for me.